Well, Jim, a last-minute equaliser from Frank Mulhern. Did you see it, though?
No, I didn't see it. I went to the changing room. But like I said, hopefully the lads delivered the ball to where Frank runs to, and obviously he's done the business. I mean, first goal of the season was exactly the same. But that kind of, you have to wait 95 minutes for the kind of quality, because you look at the other set plays, and I don't think we put the ball anywhere near the right areas where people are attacking. But like I said, it shows their character. But I thought Brackley were solid. They managed the game well, but we gave the ball away too much, and we allowed them to dictate the tempo, and they played with some control. And then when they sensed an opportunity to maybe step up the thing, when we were a little bit shaky, they took the goal, and then they looked like they were set to see the game out.
First half you did seem to be on top, but early in the second half Brackley really stepped it up as well, didn't they?
I don't know, we were disjointed in terms of, you know, I think, you know, Ben's been brilliant for us, and but his distribution compared to their keeper's distribution, I mean, their keeper probably had a few more options in terms of the front four. You know, they had like Big Low on one side, they had Walker on the other, they tried to use Enlove, who was clever at spilling the balls to Armson, and they got a little bit more possession off the goal kicks, whereas unfortunately Ben was kicking things out of play or hitting the wrong player, and that, you know, it's been something that we've concerned us for a while in terms of his distribution. But that, and then the throw-ins, like, we're doing some good stuff and then some bizarre stuff. So these are, you know, everybody works on free kicks and corners and that, but we work so much on goal kicks and so much on throw-ins and free kicks in the middle field, where we're trying to pick the right ball to regain as much possession, and then from there then play the type of patterns we want to play. The
goal you conceded, was it great football from Brackley, or are you disappointed with some of the defending in there? Because it looked like a nice little flowing move from there. Well,
it's very difficult to see that side because you've got two of their staff stood there, so it's very hard to see. But winger in the pocket, full back on the overlap, nice short, hard, low cross. We've done exactly the same to the oval. We've done it so many times this season. Chorley got in behind, nice quick balls going into the right areas where people are attacking it. And they had a couple of other instances like that where I thought they showed. But I thought it was good play from them, and you've got to give them credit for that. You know, they're a good experienced side, got some good footballers, and I think probably the biggest problem for them at the moment is they're drawing too many games, so they don't have the same strike force they had last year with the two strikers. They don't seem to have the same. That's just my judgment of where they're at the moment. And if you look at the form, they've drawn a lot of games. Although they're one of the top goal scorers, but they were quite a mean team, you know, last year in terms of conceding. And but from our perspective, I just thought we looked very flat. You know, I don't know if it was a physical thing or a mental thing, and we've got a couple of players maybe trying to catch up on a not so good performance and doing difficult stuff, and I think we needed to just play our shape, mix our game up, recognise where we could get a little bit of change and play to that. But I just thought, even with the substitutions, the crowd were brilliant in terms of trying to get everybody up. The substitutions, you know, everything they won on the sideline, it was all hopefully to get, but we couldn't seem to lift them. They were very flat, and I think probably a cup hangover.
Great to see that last-minute equaliser though, and especially with 3,500 in here today. And it was a textbook goal, a little glancing header from Frank at the near post. And I know how hard you work on things like that in training, so it must be great to see it come off in a match situation. Yeah, but it's disappointing because when we're in training, we see perhaps a touch more quality and a consistency, and everything's done right. You know. I mean, even at the other end, in terms of the way that we defend set plays, we work on it. We have to keep reminding players. We work on throws, we work on goal kicks, and you're just hoping that, you know, that once we have the ball down and once we can play, but we want to get the ball from somebody's hands. We do it in the academy consistently. We do it. I remember Dario Gradi started off with players at 14, and I'm trying to get retrained people who used to just throwing it down the line. You know, kick it up the pitch and don't play with any thought about who might be open and where's the spare man, are we going to build, are we going to penetrate. But when you get to the final third, obviously you want good crosses and into good areas and being attacked, and there's so many of those set plays in the final third have paid off this year. I've got to ask you about the incident. You and I were talking actually in the hotel at Yeovil the other day about our disciplinary record, 100 games I think in the league without a player sent off, and there you are sent off today. What went on?
Well, no, the referee's blown up and their lads kicked the ball down the pitch. Not booted away, but he's picked it out. So I've gone running down the side of the pitch, and their assistant stepped out, deliberately tried to trip me and push his shoulder into me, which nearly knocked me over. So I come back to confront him. As soon as I come back to confront him, he fell over like a girl. But look, as I said to the referee, I said, if I was in the street and I was running down the street and somebody did that, he'd get a little bit more than me confronting him. So they have to understand that we are human people, we're trying to get the ball, and if somebody does that to you, then there's going to be a reaction. Perhaps he didn't see the first part, he's seen the reaction, and then, you know, you've got to get sent off. You know, I mean, I've been sent off as a manager before, normally because of something the referee's done wrong, and the reaction to them. You know, we had an incident where I think there was a free kick taken, and the referee wasn't even looking at the ball. And the ball comes in, and he blows his whistle for the free kick to be taken, and all our lads stop. Right. Don't know if you remember the game. And you know, we've seen so many of them, and the referee send you off. So I'll take my punishment, whatever it is. But I think you know, Kevin needs to look at his staff, because he's not a nice guy, the fella, and that kind of conduct sparks off that sort of incident. Hopefully, the referee will understand that when he sees the video. So, but from my perspective, it was in many ways a frustrating game, and a game where I got angry, not in the right angle, but I wanted a stimulant, but I couldn't seem to get the players going, and the crowd did their best. And I think we just have to accept that it was one of them games where we were perhaps a bit flat, and we just couldn't find that next level. The adrenaline wasn't there, so we have to recognise that, even though we've had an empty week, we have to recognise that when we play games of the magnitude of Yeovil, and we have all this circus afterwards, that we have to protect our players, because you've got to understand that we've got part-time players who are going to work. You know, I was at work yesterday, and normally have a day off, and I'm at the academy all week doing 8 training sessions and managing games, and then you're rushing to training, and then you've got to do bits and pieces afterwards, and everybody wants a piece of you this week. But you know,
that's going to be even worse now this week, isn't it? When you've got that long trip to Blythe now.
Yeah, no, you know, I mean, the club are delighted with the finances to get from the FA Cup, but I'm very conscious that you know, we've got a lot of work for people who've got other jobs. I've got another job. Some of the players, you know, we've got some lads who are younger who probably can chill out, kick the, you know, put the feet up, but there's, you know, the likes of Ben, and we need to give them notice, because they've got to take time off work, they've got to arrange all sorts of family things. Yeah, it's a demanding, and I've got a lot of respect. I've always had a lot of respect for players, part-time players who live and they're playing the highest level of football while trying to hold down a job. But from our perspective, in terms of what I said to lads afterwards, I said, look, it's a massive point and 2 points off them. It keeps us in distance, where if we can win our 2 games in hand, albeit very, very tough games in hand, we can't be thinking they're 6 points. They've got themselves in a position now where if we go and do the professional thing at Blythe and get the result, then we can start catching teams like Brackley. And I think if we're above Brackley at the end of the season, we'll be in a great position. Just finally, Paul Turnbull back in the squad today. Great to see him in the 16 after, what, 2 months absence. Jamie Stott any nearer? Yeah, well, Jamie's been running today, and I think it's he's probably, you know, he's a young lad. He's probably too keen to come back up. It was probably a nastier roll of the ankle than he probably expected, and he's thinking, I'll play Saturday, and you know, it's nowhere near that kind of scenario. But he feels a lot more comfortable after what he's done today, and you know, we're looking for him to train on Monday. But look, we have to got a lot of respect for Dan Cowan, one of the unsung heroes in the terms of that he's come in. We didn't want to start shifting the midfield around and put Jordan Keane back there. Dan's done great there for us, and I'm delighted for him what he did at Curzon, what he did at Yeovil, and he's done a great job. But having Jamie back obviously gives us an opportunity, a little bit of cover for the injuries we might have, the suspension to Scott at Yeovil, at Barnet or Bristol. So you know, like I said, we've got some great pros here, and you know, perhaps I've just said to the lads, like, you know, we all want to play the winning team, but sometimes the winning team is a little bit blunted, and there's players on the bench perhaps with a bit more appetite and energy and adrenaline, and we have to respect that we've got 15, 16, 17 really good first team players. And we have to say, you've done nothing wrong, but trust the others to go and do the business. And it'd be nice to get Paul up to speed, Jamie stopped the speed. I went to watch Tuesday night after training. I went all the way down to Buxton after several detours to watch Chris Smalley. So just keep in touch with those players. So we're in a good position, and fortunately everybody's injury free, and we just, you know, come in on Monday, do the professional thing, travel and go about our business the way we do, and hopefully when we come back from Blythe we're in a really strong position, because the league table it'd be interesting reading tonight, but it'd be interesting reading we pick up 3 points.
Well done. Great.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.